Hello survivors and welcome to First Aid Spray, a Resident Evil podcast by fans for fans. This is episode 45 and in this edition we compete for the title of Master of Nonsense Trivia and Choose Your Own Adventure Tomfoolery. To celebrate the finale of Season 3, it's Trivia Challenge Round 3. My name is Sai and joining me on the panel this week, keeping damn buzzed about the incoming Welcome to Raccoon City release, it's Mr. KDB aka Kelsey.
Hello.
The real reason we're doing this quiz is to distract him from the fact he didn't get into the Elden Ring beta. Oh, it's Moist Owlet, aka James.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow. Hello everyone.
We're releasing him as the definitive edition. That is to say, a bunch of songs are missing and he looks like he's standing in front of a funhouse wacky mirror. This joke is too topical to last, but from Serial Lock 64, it's Jordan Sugru.
Hello.
If he wins the Trivia Challenge crown, he's certain to pawn it off and buy an Oculus to play Resident Evil 4 VR. Nobody tell him it's a metaphorical crown. It's Boy Wonder Adam.
I got to get a PC as well. Not just a damn
Fresh off the back of guiding Resident Evil the board game Kickstarter backers through the Spencer Mansion and writing a scene where Barry Burton shoots the tyrant off of the side of a goddamn helicopter, I'm still marking out. From Steamforge Games, it's Sherwin Matthews.
Hello all. I'm tired. I'm still very, very tired.
It's been a long month. And our host for today's proceedings, he knows too much about things of very little significance, and we love him for it. It's Fire Button Steve Valance.
Hello, everyone.
This episode of First Aid Spray, like all others, was recorded live on our Discord server. Enter our little world of survival horror now to hear the show early and unedited, as well as join our wonderful community and keep up to date with all of the latest news. You can find a link to the server, as well as all our social media profiles, at our website, faspraypod.com. You can also help the show by checking out our merch or by supporting us on Patreon for as little as $1 a month, with various tiers, each with their own perks. Head over to patreon.com/FASprayPod for a full list and the chance to create bonus First Aid Spray content. So a little bit of housekeeping before we roll into the first of a 7-man pod, so this should be interesting indeed. I'll just keep it light. The latest episode of Now That's What I Call Survival Horror is out publicly. Kelsey's top 10 tracks from Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. Again, as I previously stated, it's the longest and certainly most controversial episode of the series, so please check that out if you haven't, and there's another one of those in the pipeline coming very soon. And meanwhile, over on our YouTube, we recorded a playthrough of the Resident Evil 1 the board game demo. Myself, Steve and James went through that, so check that out if you haven't watched that as well. Of course, it gives a good overview of the new dynamics for that game and such. So yeah, check that out if you're intrigued. The board game Kickstarter finished literally a couple of days ago, but late pledges will be open some weeks from now. We don't have an exact date, but keep your eyes on Steamforge's social media in case you've missed the board game and are interested in that.
Meanwhile, you can late pledge now. The pledge manager won't open for a little bit.
Oh, well, there you go then. I stand corrected. You can late pledge immediately. Is that done via the website or via Kickstarter?
If you go to the Kickstarter, it should give you a button to do it, but you can find it on the Steamforge website as well.
Cool. All right, well, let's roll on to the news.
So our first bit of news then is that Resident Evil 4 VR is now available for purchase online.
We haven't really done much coverage of this, really, have we? Because, you know, being kind of locked to Oculus Quest 2, I don't think any of us have had a chance to play it. But, you know, from immediate release response seems to be fairly positive. I've seen a lot of people pretty excited about some of the changes in the way that the game has been adapted to, you know, make it fun in VR, just to mix it up, you know, the way the puzzles have been changed and stuff like that. Jordan, you're a big fan of RE4. Is this interesting to you? What's your take on it so far? Obviously, as I say, I don't think any of us have played it, but just from sort of seeing the reaction, what's your interest in it?
I absolutely would be playing it right now if it wasn't for the fact that it's tied to Oculus Quest 2.
Yeah.
I have an Oculus Quest 1, I have a VR PC, I have an Oculus Link, but I still can't play it. So I'm still chomping at the bit, but it looks fantastic. I mean, you know, VR has come very far, especially in the last few years, and there's a certain competency, especially with first-person shooters. The level of interactivity there kind of offers something that goes beyond simply just sort of standing in one place and pointing forwards. There's a lot of aspects that you can use for exploration, and obviously Resident Evil 4 is great for that. So I was most surprised by the fact that they did a full game VR remake. I thought it was going to be maybe something of a vertical slice of each area, and yeah, just like maybe something more like Mercenaries. But no, I think credit to obviously the team at Oculus that has obviously worked on this and adapted this. It looks solid. I just wish it was available for a greater player base.
Yeah, I agree completely. I was vaguely interested at first, but seeing everyone's sort of reaction to it and the good time they're having with it made me really want to try it out. I don't have any VR stuff in my house, but if I buy something, it's probably not going to be an Oculus Quest 2, let's face it. But fingers crossed that it comes wider. It's Resident Evil 4, so maybe that's just me, but I have some expectation that it's going to come to more VR stuff eventually down the line, because it's Resident Evil 4. You can't have a console without Resident Evil 4, and it'd be odd to have a version locked to particular VR. Adam, I know you were super keen on this one. Is the excitement still high, or have you tried to keep away from it?
No, it's definitely still high. It's just a case of getting the equipment. I would need to get everything. So I don't have like a gaming PC or anything like that. I don't really have anything. So it's definitely like a pipe dream for me. But like that, I love that game, obviously. So it's something I definitely want and I'm interested in. And also because I don't have boobs, I won't be hurting myself, which is nice.
Yeah, that's
I don't know
thing.
if you hurt. Yeah. That's one of the issues with the game. Apparently, to get your knife or anything, you have to like grab your chest or put your hand by your chest. And a lot of women are reporting they're punching themselves in the boobs.
Yes, that's apparently a thing. What the other thing that's a thing, like in terms of like a super fan of this game that you'll, I'm sure, appreciate. I mean, just with VR, it's cool to be inside the world and get a closer look at everything, right? I mean, those of us who have played any VR, in particular RE7 VR, where you can get really close to textures and read notes and stuff, they actually went through some of the stuff and made new textures and remade textures completely that were really rough, which is really cool. Like, as Jordan said, awesome. They've really put the work in here. Like, as you said, they very easily could have just dropped the village section at the beginning and just go, this is the game, it's just like a tech demo. But nope, they went through the whole, well, the core game at least, not separate ways and stuff. But gone and actually updated a bunch of stuff. James, you're a PC gamer. I don't know if you have any Oculus stuff. Would you be interested in this, providing it came to probably a more affordable or more widespread platform than Oculus?
Yeah, since we've covered that, like, just quickly, yeah, I don't have a PC ready, a VR ready PC right now. I will probably in the next year. It's very difficult for me with any system, whether it be VR or not, to get a system purely for one game, like one or two games. But it does look like a lot of fun. Like it looks like, from what the videos I've seen, it looks like it's got the spirit of RE4, and just elevated it a few levels. Other than the boob punching and stuff, like it does look a lot of fun. I was speaking to Kat on Twitter about it. She said to me that she was punching her boobs all the time, like when she was playing that game. So
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, but it does look fun. Like, it'd be super cool to. I've always been interested in, like, you can grab knife, you can use knife, you can throw grenade, and that game really lends itself towards that kind of gameplay. Right. Just with what it is, whether it's fixed camera and stuff, when it comes to the third person perspective. I'm really excited for it, but I think for me it's going to be at least another year or two before I even delve into VR at all. I mean, I just sponge off other people's VR headsets at their houses to play Beat Saber. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, can relate to that. I honestly think it will be, as I say, I think it probably will come to other VR platforms, but I can't imagine it will be for a few years. There must be some extent of like exclusivity to the Oculus for this. It might technically be forever. I might be barking up the wrong tree, but it'll at least be for a couple of years, I think, before it comes to anything, if it ever does.
I mean, the footage has obviously been great. The thing is, the people that are playing this in VR now are pretty well versed in VR. And the thing is, if you have the space for it, especially with something like the Quest, which is standalone, you can be John Wick if you want. You can run around, you can roll around your house, and do all those kind of like, trick shots and everything, and you can do that in Resident Evil 4. So I have seen people who have obviously heavily rehearsed their kind of routine for, doing a roll and then going straight into a headshot and all of that kind of stuff, and it looks great. It's not something obviously I expect to be able to do if I was playing it in VR, but the kind of level of freedom being given to a game that everybody knows so well, it's just so strange. The other aspect of an experience that people have with this game is that obviously the fact of the matter is it's in VR. You're not necessarily used to seeing these characters up so close and personal, and with a lot of VR experiences, it can be quite strange because they're at eye level with you. They're the same size as you. And I've heard a lot of stories of people sort of reloading a save, because obviously it's a large game. They turn around when they load their save, and there is Ashley like standing right next to them, just looking up at them. and how freaky an experience that is, especially for a lot of people who I presume haven't necessarily played a lot of sort of story-based or more substantial VR kind of experiences. I mean, the closest thing I have played is Pavlov, and that's kind of freaky, because if you've got like AI soldiers kind of like coming around the corner with a gun, like it feels very sort of surreal. It's not like, say, target practice or something like that. So I can imagine that Resident Evil 4 has a whole new sort of level of terror to it now that it's up close and personal. And I haven't even watched any footage of Regenerators yet.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't seen that, but I did see our friend Kai from Ink Ribbon shooting the Del Lago out of the lake, and that thing coming at you in VR must be absolutely terrifying.
Our next story, Resident Evil 7 has sold over 10 million copies, and we have the latest Resident Evil sales info.
Yeah, so what I'll quickly just do, I guess, is read the top 5. So this on both individual and overall. So obviously Resident Evil 7 is number 1 and continues to be the best-selling game in the series in terms of a single release, 10.2, as Steve said, million copies. What's also happened of note is that, as we all expected, Resident Evil 2 Remake has shot up now and is now higher than Resident Evil 5, 8.9 million. Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 6 both have 8 million each. And Resident Evil 4 is up currently, and we're about 6 months since release, I think, something like that. It's on 4.8 million. So that is, doing really, really well in its first 6 months. So I continue to see that trending upwards. And, well, I mean, it almost certainly will overtake 5 and 6 before long, I think. And Resident Evil 2 Remake will probably go up a little bit further as well. In terms of the overall, it's quite interesting as well, because, of course, when you say RE5 has 8 million, that is referring to the original Xbox 360 and PS3 versions, and not the other SKUs as well from later releases. So in terms of overall, RE2 Remake is 8.9, same again because it's only just come out. RE7, 10.2, same again. RE6 is on 10.3 in third place. RE4 is the second best-selling title with so many ports at 11. And RE5 is still king, 12.6 overall sales of every release that it's had. That being said, again, you look at RE7 there and it's 10.2 million in, what are we out now? Coming up on 5 years? It's only got 2 million to get to the top, which it almost certainly will do, I think. Is 7 out on PS5 and Xbox Series X yet? Have they done like a double pack on that console? Because, if they haven't, when they do, I think that's going to make a difference.
Yeah, there isn't one yet, but we all know Capcom, there will probably be one.
Almost, yeah, so... Yeah.
What's funny is 7 is currently on Game Pass, and so people download it and play it, and it doesn't count as a sale, which is interesting to note.
Fair enough. Kelsey, what do you think of the overall sort of layout of these releases with, RE7 retaining the crown, but I think everything around it sort of equally is interesting.
Yeah, like RE7, I think generally everyone knows it's a great game. I think word got around probably after Village, which, gives it another spike here and there. I have no sort of complaints about that, thinking it's the best-selling one. I think that's amazing, and it's a really, really great game. It's so ironic when you consider it's the game that doesn't really feature any of the other characters, and yet that's like the biggest complaint from the fan community. So yeah, it's really, really interesting, but it's a great game. It kind of deserves to be up there. I'm sure Village, once they release an edition with DLC as well, that's going to spike again. Although it's funny, I sort of softened on Village a little bit. I thought it might have sold a bit more, but it's still pretty impressive, I guess. Nearly 5 million in as sort of short a time that it has. But yeah, it's. I always come back to that interesting point, and it's funny looking at 6 all the way up there. I still think 6 sold so much because of this, this popularity of 4 and 5, and then,
sure.
The series changed, so it's sort of an odd placement. But yeah, no, kind of. I think the list is pretty fair in terms of the games.
Yeah, I think it's interesting about 7 because it really has, in many ways, been a success in terms of what they set out to do to kind of, if you want to call it a soft reboot, but more like a brand new entry point for people that might look at a series like Resident Evil that's been around 25 years and be kind of put off not knowing where to start, whereas 7 is most certainly intended for people of all levels of different experience with Resident Evil, including none. Village bouncing off of that is one indication of that, but the fact that it's done so well because so many people would have played it who haven't necessarily played a Resident Evil game before. So, of course, that is why, a big contributing factor to, I think, its success on the top there. Steve, what are your thoughts on this sort of updated list?
I'm kind of just, not to meld both the previous topic and this one, I'm kind of wondering if RE5 gets a VR version, because VR is co-op capable.
Sure.
Would that mean it's going to then soar even further to the top of the board again? But overall, I'm really impressed with Village, 7 having such staying power, and the fact that Village, I think it's not done yet. It's still year 1 for Village, but no, as a soft reboot of the series, you can't really say it's doing badly to be in the top 4 already. The thing that's puzzling me is looking at the overall wide scores of it. I find it hard to believe that the Resident Evil 1 remake is got less sales overall than the Resident Evil 3 one, especially considering the community backlash and the darling nature of the original remake. Otherwise, it's great to see. I think it's a direction that's worth treading in. I know people are, a little bit softer than they were on the first person than they used to be, but it still has its lot of detractors. So the fact that it's still going is great. Whether
it's going to keep going as well.
Yeah, I don't know.
If these numbers are to go by.
Yeah, part of me I'm on the camp that I'm fine with it if it does, but I would obviously prefer it to be third person again. Or even fixed camera again, but I definitely see RE9 is still going to be a first-person game as a result.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think you guys are right about Village in the sense that with DLC coming, and there are probably people out there that are holding off so that they can play it on current gen systems that they don't have yet because the availability of those consoles is, still not ideal. So that will certainly help over time. And Kelsey kind of touched on it with Resident Evil 6 selling so well off the back of the success of 4 and 5. That's definitely something that I learned when I was sort of bumbling around the music industry, is that it's often the case where a release will come out and it's widely lauded, and then the one that comes out after that does equally as well in terms of sales numbers, no matter what people think of the actual quality. And obviously that, I think, perhaps some sales of Resident Evil 3 Remake were people that just played Resident Evil 2 Remake and were just excited for another one of those, and obviously it's slightly different, and the reaction is up and down. But I think it did. I'm not saying its sales are just based on the quality of another game, but people probably bought it because they're like, oh, I really love the last one, I'm just going to immediately invest in it. So that's probably why it did initially okay and has kind of petered out since.
Yeah, I got it's nice to see the original RE1, RE2 smacked in the middle there. I feel like because numbers were kind of taken in a different way back then, and still are, I feel like those numbers aren't exactly accurate.
Right.
But it's cool to see them there, and RE Remake 2 being that high, that's awesome. It deserves it. It's a great game. But RE7 is the real king here. That, I think that one's gonna keep bumping up. And then, yeah, as you guys have said, Village, I cannot wait. Of course, there's probably gonna be more videos are gonna be coming about that when the DLC drops from me.
Yep.
But yeah, Village, when that DLC drops, that is just gonna keep climbing. I mean, what's it been now? 7 months, 6 months?
6 months. It came out in May, didn't it? So it's
Man,
really
almost
only been
5 million.
Yeah, only
mental.
6 months. Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also can't believe RE5 is that high, but I didn't like RE5 as much as a lot. I still like it, but I didn't like it as much as the others. But it's cool to see up there, and I agree with you as well. I think RE6 did so well. One, because it came after RE5 and RE4, but also because the marketing for that game was really good.
True. That's very true.
Like, I mean, I wasn't around the Resident Evil fandom when RE6 was being marketed, but damn, did I know about it. Like, man, they went hard on the marketing. Almost like as hard, I feel like, with Village. I feel out of all of these, I mean, you guys might disagree, but I think Village has been the hardest marketed and most successfully marketed out of all of these games.
Yeah, I'd be inclined to agree with that. I had several people that I know that aren't necessarily Resident Evil fans messaging me asking me about it before it came out, and just
About
after it
Lady
came
D.
out. Right, exactly. You know,
Yeah.
but just in general, it's like, oh, I keep seeing it on my TV and I'm really interested.
Yeah.
Do you think I'll like it, kind of thing? So,
Yeah.
you know, that's, again, as I say, the success of these new games that are trying to go for, you know, some new fans, bring some new fans and say it's, you know, now's a great time to start. Obviously, succeeding in that.
I think that the reason 7 does so well is I think that it's kind of like a sleeper, almost, where a lot of people didn't play it and were instantly like, I don't want to do the first person thing.
Sure.
A lot of people came to that game later than they did a lot of the other games, and I think that with the success of Village, a lot of people probably went back and was like, what else can I play that's kind of current gen? So 7 is an obvious one to play, because it's, you know, first person as well. So it's actually kind of, I think, dragging a lot of people back into that game. And
right, that's true.
I think as everything else climbs, I think 7 will steadily go up and up in terms of people kind of discovering it. A lot of people were probably like, oh, I didn't really pay attention when it came out, or it's not like, it wasn't like a big advertised thing. I know for us it's huge, but it was kind of like a weird genre game back when Call of Duty was king and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's a great point. Because obviously without spoilers, you get to a certain point in Village. If you haven't played 7, you see something and you go, "Oh, interesting! I need to go back and you know, get context for this." But Sherwin, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. I think you hit the nail on the head there. I think there's a lot. If you were to play if you're a gamer, the average run-of-the-mill gamer, and you're used to playing Call of Duty in your mum's basement for a long period of time, I think when you look at something like a Resident Evil game, one of the original ones, and we've all heard exactly what it is. Oh, God, these camera angles. Oh, God, what do you mean I can't carry everything I want? Oh, what is this? Tank controls. Yeah, that sort of crap. And there's a lot of people who are non-Resident Evil fans. Because for us, it's a very different narrative. It's a very different way we approach and interact with these games. I think the path, if you're a more average PC gamer or any gamer these days, Resident Evil 4 upwards all have significantly more appeal because they are much more like a template that you can understand and play with and understand what you're doing. And I think that's the crucial point as to why it is that those games just continue in popularity, because they're just much more accessible, much more easier to sit down and play. They're much easier to blast through. What I found really interesting is seeing Nicole playing the voice actress for Jill, playing Resident Evil and failing quite utterly playing it. She died a whole bunch of time and that's got to be walked through it by a lot of people. And loads of people in our chat are going, oh, well, see, normal mode in this game is like hard mode and everything else. And I'm thinking it's really not. It's just the way that you're interacting with it, because you're not understanding the way that Resident Evil games used to be versus what they are now.
Not used
and
to
I
it.
think that's, and I think that's the key point. So that's probably why, he has said it's remarkable that RE2 remake and RE3 remake have got to where they are, but I can sort of see those ones sort of hitting that point, petering out a bit, because they simply aren't that relatable, or not, other average gamers who aren't in that Resident Evil sphere probably won't bounce back to those. Whereas exactly what you just said, someone who played RE8 because they got so bought into it or went, oh my God, this is incredible, I'll go back to RE7, because that is effectively what you just said. It's the next release, except they can't buy the next release now, so they'll buy the previous one, which is very much similar. So that has the bounce on effect, and suddenly everyone starts playing that through. Yeah, and it might well be that there's a whole bunch of people who, kind of do like Call of Duty and so on, who will play RE5 or RE6 because that's similar sort of focus to it. I think that's generally where I land on most of these things, which is a shame because, well, shame for if you're an old school Resident Evil fan, but at the same time, we all have different estimations of what RE is anyway.
Sure.
The interesting point is there's a whole bunch of gamers out there. Their first experience of Resident Evil is Village. And for them, Resident Evil, the old games, are nothing like what they think Resident Evil is, which is super cool. So,
Yeah, totally.
I think considering 7 is obviously quite sort of a drastic change from the previous mainline entry, to do as well as it has, it's probably pulled from quite a few different sort of directions. People having played Village and wanting to go back to 7. It kind of came in the sort of like the late stage of the previous gen, so you had a pretty good install base. I also think that it has a bit of a unique aspect to it because it's the only game on the list that's VR. And while I wouldn't usually say that the VR crowd has kind of a big sort of attach base, I think by the time that 7 had released, PSVR had already sold about 1 million units. So you've got all of these different people that own VR headsets, and here is a game that is fully fledged VR experience from beginning to end. It's not a little demo and not a real experiment or anything.
It was very much one of, if not the only game that was like a full game that you could play in VR, wasn't it? Rather than just a VR experience.
Absolutely. So it already kind of also had this bonus, almost kind of exclusive market to itself, of people who were buying into VR at that time, as well as obviously then the subsequent months after release, where this is just a guess, but I imagine it was a very popular bundle pick for PS4 plus VR plus Resident Evil 7 purchases at shops and stuff. So it's got a unique aspect that probably other games obviously aren't going to be able to reach. So I look at those numbers and I take into account there's quite a lot of factors that lead to that. But what I can tell from especially sort of the last decade of Resident Evil releases is that there's a pretty consistent pattern and there's a pretty consistent standard for sales expectations. There seems to be a minimum threshold of what you expect to sell. Bar likes of Revelations, they're hitting at least 4 million and then climbing from there. And it really just depends on what kind of staying power they have, whether or not they kind of finish at around 6 million to upwards to about 10 million. But yeah, it's obviously it's healthy, and I think even with the titles that sort of go through a slower progression with their sales, like Resident Evil 3 Remake, I feel like there's quite a few reasons for that. I mean, that obviously it was a shorter campaign. Some might argue that it probably would have been better off if it was sort of a 2-pack with Resident Evil 2. And obviously it had its own sort of attached online mode, which is either extra value or it's a lesser value. So I think that obviously, that to me feels like part of an explanation for why those numbers kind of slowed to a degree.
All right. That's the news, so let's roll into the main topic of this episode, which is Trivia Challenge Round 3. And now, reading the file, an email to an acquaintance from Resident Evil 5, Same James, who you can find on Casting Call Club as Same James.
Hey, I know this is sudden, but I'm going to be getting some time off soon. We completed most of our work on the new project. Sorry, I can't talk about work. So they're giving us some time off as a reward for all our hard work. All the staff are leaving tomorrow, and we'll finally be getting out of this country. I'm heading straight back to Arizona. I can't wait to get home and see everyone. More than that, I think I'll just be happy to get away from the high and mighty Miguel. Guy thinks he's some sort of super genius. Miguel's a guy that sits next to me at work. And he's a good researcher and all, don't get me wrong. He's got some good ideas, and is good at noticing details. But every time he opens his mouth, He just goes on and on about how great he is. You can't even begin to imagine what torture it is to hear that day in, day out. I wish we made a sedative I could give him. But forget all that. What matters is I should be back home within the next few days. When I get back, I'll give you a call. We gotta go out and get smashed. I could use the break. Talk to you soon. Ryan.
Alright, well, it's the end of Season 3 of First Aid Spray, so we are going to sort of end this in a way that's kind of become tradition, I suppose, which is the quiz. It's the way that we ended the last 2 seasons, and every time the winner of the previous quiz has gone on to be the writer of the next. So Steve, I think rather famously kind of wiped the floor with us at the end of Season 2. So he has the unenviable task of writing this year's season closing quiz, and I believe there's a choose your own adventure involved as well. Steve, basically I'm going to pass the hosting duties over to you for the rest of the show, so no pressure. I'm sure it'll be fine. But here we go.
Don't mess it up, Steve.
Hello and welcome to the first train wreck live on First Aid Spray. Okay, so this quiz is going to be 3 rounds. It's going to be a free-for-all for the first round, and I'll explain it as we get to the second and third. All right? So what I want you to do when you have an answer is make some kind of proclamation. I don't know, say buzz or say your name. You decide this very quickly, and then we'll roll straight into it. And it's just there's no multiple choices or anything. It's just basic trivia. So you should be fine. I have complete faith in you. Okay?
When you say proclamation, you mean a line from Resident Evil 1, right?
I would prefer something I would prefer a single word and loud, but I'll go with whatever. Something so I can track the scores. Also, I will not say when. There are a handful of trick questions.
Oh,
Because I
devilish.
am mean.
The drama.
So are we
I'm
all...
gonna be triggered by this.
Are we comfortable? Are we ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
That's the spirit.
Pretend this is true.
So, first round of the Resident Evil Trivia Challenge 2021 edition. Let's go. Question 1. Okay, question 1. Let's play it safe and start with something easy. In the 1996 version of Resident Evil, how many typewriters are there?
ADB.
Yep.
9.
9.
You just said your own name.
Yeah, that's his buzzer.
That's my buzzer.
You're so arrogant.
Was that just straight guess? Because that is not the answer I have on the board.
Sight.
It was a
you
guess
still got
because
it
I
right.
thought this is a number
sorry.
question. I thought
Sorry,
how
you
could I
said
not at least have a go?
Such determined affirmation, I thought, have I got my own information wrong?
Say
no, I'm
it's
sure
the
you
truth.
haven't.
So say no, it's the truth, and then see whether he gives you the point.
Yeah, it's 9.
I just played last
counted.
night and I counted when I did
Alright,
it. So
okay,
you must be
okay.
wrong, Steve.
Any other takers?
Sight.
10.
Si?
I was like 6, maybe?
Close.
Figures.
5.
Sorry, I thought we were
Yell
doing
your
the call
name.
out first
Come
and then
on.
the answer.
Yeah, that's what I was
I
hoping
just
for.
yelled sandwich, and everyone else
My
actually said the
call-out
answer.
is my answer. He said decide what you want as a call out, and mine is the answer.
This is okay, right? So
Remember the emoji system I proposed? Anyway,
none of you all are getting a point. It was 7. There's 3 in the mansion, 1 in the guardhouse, 2 in the underground, and 1 in the lab.
Oh, that's right.
Isn't there one on the back of the jewel case as well, though? So that would be 8.
What, typewriter?
Yeah, on the actual case of the game.
Oh,
Come on.
I am not Hideo Kojima. This
Come
is
on,
not count.
Kojima, yeah.
The streets remember the back of the box.
Okay, all right. It's still all to play for, unsurprisingly. Question 2. In the original Resident Evil 3, with no finger in sight, what weapon can kill Nemesis dead once and for all?
Sight.
Mm-hmm.
Paracelsus's sword.
Wrong.
Oh.
ADB.
Yes.
The giant laser.
Wrong. Next.
Adam.
uh,
Jill Valentine.
Sherwin,
Joey.
Magnum.
Yes.
Yeah.
1 point
Yeah,
for
of course.
Jill.
Guns don't kill people, people kill people, so I was right.
Question 3. In the 2002 remake of Resident Evil, what brand are the handgun bullets?
Sight. Wolf something.
Wrong.
That sounds familiar.
ADB with another guess.
Yes.
Kendo?
Wrong.
Damn.
Oh wait,
Anyway,
I
welcome,
know
to,
what it is
welcome
now.
to this podcast where we know what we're talking about, but don't.
If no one else, can I just try not for the point, but it's maximum.
Wait,
something,
wait.
isn't
Let's do this properly. Wait a second. Sherwin. Now say it, Si.
it? Maximum something. I know that. Maximum carnage.
No.
Is it not?
So I'm gonna just give this one to nobody and say that they're magazines and clips. There's no brand on the bullets.
Oh, you
God.
animal.
Steve,
This is
cheeky
evil.
so and so.
Okay,
So
right.
you all could have been right.
I mean, so far we're about to be on 4 questions in, and we're not doing bad. 1 point between the team. Right. Question 4: Professional vehicle smasher Leon Kennedy is notorious for destroying any mode of transportation he has a habit of operating. In game, canonically, name a vehicle he has operated and not broken.
Moist.
Yes.
Adam.
The jet ski.
Yes, that's right. James gets a
Oh,
point.
Yes.
Well done.
Nice
I
one.
get that.
Do you know?
Sorry, Adam.
Do you know why I got that? Because it's moist.
No, I'll tell you why, because your name is 1 syllable and mine is 2, so I'm already at a disadvantage.
Okay, question 5. In Resident Evil 2 and its respective remake, where do our heroes stumble upon a gigantic crocodile?
Sigh.
Boy,
KDB.
I think I heard Psy just before KDB.
Sewer.
Wrong. KDB.
What?
The rubbish tip thing, you know, where all the garbage is.
Wrong. Showing.
What?
Is the answer going to be you don't run into it, you run away from it? Is that what the answer?
No. It's not that kind of evil.
Cesspool.
Wrong.
Oh, interesting.
I'll give next person to buzz in a go, and then I'll tell you. Okay,
No,
cool.
but no.
You don't. It's an alligator.
Oh, for
Yeah.
God's sake.
Yeah, done. I'm impressed with that.
Okay.
Getting the
Right.
trick questions out of the way early.
Yeah.
Oh,
There
that.
may or may not be more of them. Question 6. In the reimagining of Resident Evil 2, who shot William Birkin? And in relation is to blame for the domino effect of the Raccoon City incident, the downfall of Umbrella, and for causing easily the worst first day in the history of being a policeman.
Sigh.
Under Adam.
Sai.
Martinez.
Yes, Sai gets a point.
Well
Sorry,
done.
Adam. You were just pipped to the post.
I would have got it wrong anyway, so I don't care.
Okay. It's okay. This one's pretty easy, the next one. Question 7. What Claire Redfield exclusive weapon was controversially not included in Resident Evil
KDB.
remake? KDB.
The crossbow.
It's a bit dodgy, but I'll allow it. It's the bowgun.
Yeah,
I'll allow that one. Okay.
Thanks.
Question 8. The shotgun. A quintessential weapon for the typical zombie-infested job requires ammunition. What is the name brand established from Resident Evil 4 to Revelations 2 and its many games in between? It's in the name brand for shotgun shells. Sorry.
KDB.
Mm-hmm.
Steel Boy.
It's close, but not the right answer. Sorry. Any more
Nobody
takes?
knows it.
Hmm.
Hey, it's on the
Okay.
tip of my tongue, but I can't think of it.
Have a guess, Adam. Go for it.
It is still something. It's still rain?
I'm afraid not. The answer is Heavy Field.
Heavy? Oh my god, I was completely wrong.
Steelboy is RE7 onwards, is that right?
It is. That is correct.
Oh, okay.
Washi,
yeah.
there are no points for guessing the wrong game. Okay. Question 9. In the Resident Evil canon, how many space orbital weapons have we seen deployed? You know, those big old scary beams of light that kill people
Boy
from outer
Wonder.
space. Boy Wonder, go for it.
3.
Right. Yes.
Good job.
The answer is the Regia Solis from Revelations, the Shango satellite laser from Resident Evil 5, and the unnamed Chinese laser from Dead Aim.
You don't need to tell me, I obviously know.
Yeah. Well, for the listener, I thought I would, elaborate further. Okay.
A complete guess.
I also like the way you complain about your name having too many syllables and then do it in a way that adds another one on top of it.
Boy Wonder, yeah.
Question 10. The very often disputed best character in Resident Evil, Steve Burnside, does many adventurous and superheroic feats in the original Code Veronica. With that in mind, what is his first on-screen kill?
Boy Wonder.
Yeah, go for it.
His dignity.
It's close, but it's not the answer on the card.
Moist.
Oh.
Yes.
Claire's heart.
Again, it's close, but not on the card.
Sigh.
Yes.
Bandersnatch.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were having fun here.
Ty is
Okay.
a massive Steve fan. Leave him
Yeah,
alone.
that's right.
Yeah.
I'm fully invested now because I'm in the lead. So
Yeah. This is getting serious.
Okay, right. And a call back to an earlier question. In question 11, sorry. Blah, 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 blah. In which game do our heroes actually face crocodiles?
KDB.
Yes.
RE5?
Correct.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, that is the way it should be. Yes.
All right, this one, you know, there is a member of our team who should know this off by heart and go straight for it, and I'll be gutted if they don't. Question 12. Barry Burton, connoisseur of magnums and the OG lord of dad puns, has offered to adopt 2 girls over the course of the series. What are their names?
oh my god.
KDB.
Go for it.
Polly. And... God, what's the other one? I don't know.
I mean, it's sweet that he wants to adopt his own daughter and another one. But no, I'm
sorry.
afraid not.
Maybe I misunderstood the question.
Yeah, no, he has offered to adopt 2 daughters over the course of the series.
Sigh.
Yep.
Natalia and Lucina.
That's so close. Oh, I'll allow it. It's Lucia.
Lucia.
Yeah.
Fair.
Right.
Better get brushed up on that Gaiden knowledge, guys. Jeez.
Yeah.
Come on.
Gaiden's a fantastic game. We highly rate it at First Aid Spray Towers.
We have
right.
towers now.
We do now. For the sake of this moment.
Where's my tower?
In the actually best Resident Evil CGI offering, 4D Executor, what causes Dr. Cameron's mutation?
Adam.
Yes, Adam.
Some kind of virus from Resident Evil.
I mean, it's about as vague as the answer, but unfortunately I can't allow that one.
Moist.
Yes, Moist.
A virus, but less vague.
Oh my god.
Sigh, the T virus.
No.
The A
So,
through Z virus.
any other takers? Any other brave souls?
I haven't seen it in like 20 years.
Sherwin, a
Sherwin.
mutagenic toxin.
So the answer was an experimental T-virus cure/vaccine.
Okay.
Oh, damn it. So close.
Yes, I know. Am I right?
Check on the
I
cereal
think the
box
best
to
part
make
of
sure
that
he's
is that
still
all of
alive.
us were right.
Yeah.
Okay, are we all ready?
No.
That's the spirit. I'm proud of you. Okay, question 14. Ark Thompson, over the course of his mission on Sheena Island, listens in on a pre-recorded message of Vincent Goldman's mother, telling him to, and I quote, "Leave Umbrella and stop performing those terrible crimes and just come home," who unfortunately is also listening to this message.
Oh god, what's his name? Sigh. Andy something. What's his surname?
His name isn't Andy.
Andy.
I'm afraid it is not Andy.
Oh damn! What was I thinking then?
Don't know.
Okay, KDB, that's a good guess, but sadly it's not. Okay, I'll give this one. I didn't realize these questions were going to be so hard. Jeez. Right, the answer is Lily Klein, the sister of
Oh,
Lot.
okay. Andy is the name of the character I'm thinking of, right?
What
Andy
you're
is the
saying
creepy,
is,
sewer
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
What you mean, Steve, when you say you didn't know it'd be so hard, is you're like thinking we're all chumps because you knew all the answers, or
Alright, question 15. Much like the original Resident Evil 3, if you knocked Nemesis to the ground hard enough, he would carelessly toss his loot leg and luggage at you. In the reimagining, taking him on his knee, how many times did he drop loot?
Adam.
KDB.
Adam?
Three.
No, I'm afraid not. KDB?
5.
No, I'm afraid not.
Moist.
Moist?
6?
No, I'm afraid not.
Can I go again? It's got to be 4 then, right?
Yes, it is 4. I'll give you that one, Adam.
What?
I knew
2
it was
guesses?
That's not fair.
That's right.
Oh,
There's no rules
well, I
here.
can't give it anyone else now. No. All right, okay.
It's okay,
Yeah,
Dan.
no
You're
one
okay.
will.
You're doing great.
How did you? Right, okay. For the sake of the rest of this quiz, no more second guesses. Well, at least for this round, no more second guesses. But I'll let that point stand. Quizmaster's
That's
rule.
right.
All right. Question 16. Resident Evil 6 can be considered a chaotic mess quite a lot of the time, not unlike this quiz. What with Simmons, Carla, the Usenet Chaos, and all manner of C-virus connected via weaponry? With that being said, what is Helena Harper's sister's name?
Sigh.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that. It's Deborah.
Oh, yes, that's correct.
My favourite game.
See, I was trying to
Does go by
jargon you to death
Debbie,
with that
though.
one.
Go by Debbie. Yeah.
Can I be
Deb.
Can I be grandfathered into the second guess thing, or am I not allowed to do it as well? Just check.
Okay, question 17. Canonically, how many STARS members' deaths are not inside the Spencer Estate grounds?
Huh.
ADB.
Yep,
Is it 1?
incorrect.
Oh, no.
Adam,
Adam?
is it 4?
Incorrect.
Moist, complete guess 3.
That's right.
Hey!
Edward dies on the train, the Ecliptic Express. Joseph dies outside the mansion grounds in the forest. And Brad dies
Brad,
much later
yeah.
in Raccoon City.
Oh, yeah.
What about you on Chris
Yeah.
and Barry?
I was going to say Jill, Chris, and Wesker as well. Wesker as well.
You
Ah.
see, is he dead though? A lot of people still dictate whether he is or isn't.
No, but
It doesn't matter if they're dead yet. Their
yeah,
death
that's the
didn't
point.
occur
The way
there.
you frame the question is, it's how many people died inside the Spencer
Guys,
Mansion.
I
not-
got it right, okay? I got it right.
Quizmaster says it's 3.
Fair.
That's fine. You let your inner DM out, Steve.
Okay, question 18. Hunk, last standing man of the USS Alpha team, is rescued from Raccoon City by helicopter after a harrowing gauntlet known as the Fourth Survivor. What is the name of his rescuer?
Oh, I know this.
ADB.
Hello.
Mr. Extraction Point.
Close, but it's not on the postcard.
Damn it.
Answer card. Postcard.
Adam,
Yes, Adam.
is it something red or red something? Maybe I'm just losing my mind.
Okay. No, I'm afraid not.
No, I didn't think so. Okay.
Any more takers?
Well, I'm guessing Mr. Helicopter Pilot Man isn't going to.
Well,
He has like a really cool name, I think. and
he
I can't
does have a
remember
really
it.
cool name.
Helicopter
Yeah, he
with
does.
helicopter face.
Best name.
I can't. Yeah, it's just going to be one of those ones where I just kick myself when you say it.
Same.
The answer is Nighthawk.
Ah.
Oh, of course.
Right. Question 19. Sticking with the Shady Umbrella Corps, what is the alias of the protagonist of the game bearing that same name?
Oh, sigh.
Hello.
3A7.
Correct.
Cool, getting loads of points about RE6 and Umbrella Corps. I really am glad we did this.
Yeah, we really
Si's
see
running
how
away
this
with
is
this.
going, Si.
Okay. Final question of the first round. Question 20. In the first Resident Evil live action film adaptation, which actor or actress performs the opening expository narration?
Adam.
ADB.
Adam?
Mila Jovovich.
Incorrect. KDB?
I didn't think it was, but
It's the little girl. Is it the little girl?
Incorrect.
Moist.
Mr. Moist?
It's the guy that plays the 1, isn't it?
Incorrect.
Ah.
Erwin,
Damn.
Sherwin?
there are no Resident Evil movies.
I really wish that was the answer, but unfortunately it's not.
I've
is
got.
it God?
I mean, they have a voice that could be comparable to.
Sigh.
Okay. Si, tell us the answer.
Is it no one? It's just text on a screen with no voiceover.
No.
Oh, okay.
Incorrect.
Just a
Okay.
guess.
So, I mean, everyone else had a go. Jordan, do you want to guess?
No.
I was going to say, at this point, can we just check on Jordan's well-being? I haven't heard.
Okay, all right. So the answer is
check in
Jason.
on my well-being on an answer for Resident Evil, the live-action film.
What's that? Oh, Jordan's dead. Oh,
Okay, so the answer was Jason Isaacs,
Oh, okay. Sure.
Really?
who has his name given to the character Dr. Isaacs, but aren't played by the same character. That's played by actor Ian Glenn. All right, so our second round is themed around YouTubers and their love of top fives. What I will do is ask for a name of five of something. The first person to guess will then have to try and keep guessing. And once they run out of guesses, it's on to the next person until we reach five. You get a point per correct answer. So potentially there's a lot of room to make up, theoretically, here. Does that make sense?
No.
Yes.
Let's see how it works.
Okay, right.
It doesn't matter if it makes sense.
So basically, like, say I ask for five of something and Sai goes, oh, I know that. They get the first answer right. They then have a free shot to get the second. But then if they get the second wrong, they're out for the round. Okay, it was I was watching a lot of YouTuber top fives trying to figure out quizzes for this, and this kind of boiled down. And yeah, clearly half-baked idea. But anyway, let's roll.
I'm into it. Let's do it.
Sounds fun.
I'm ready to just get a big lead now. That's
Okay.
Oh, dang.
So round
He
two.
cut off his mic.
Round two, question one. Name 5 members of Operation Raccoon City's eponymous USS Wolfpack.
Moist.
Yes.
I mean, Chris.
And James is out.
Adam.
KDB.
I believe I heard Adam just for you, KDB. Go for it, Adam.
Beltway.
Right, that's one. Can you name another?
Bertha.
Beltway and Bertha, that's 2. Yes.
Yeah. Who's the damn night vision goggles guy? What's his name? Spectre.
All right. Did you say Spectre? Yes, that's one.
Yep.
Wow.
oh my goodness.
There's you, Saigo. Go on, go and get
Oh
some-
no!
Yeah.
I think I'm out on 3.
Okay, right. That's Adam out with 3.
Sai.
Yeah,
4 eyes.
correct.
Vectro. Vector.
Like
the crocodile.
yeah.
I'll let that one slide in. Just. So we've reached 5. The last one was Lupo, in case you're wondering. Adam got 3 points, which means their score is now at 5. And Sai got 2, so they're now at 7. So the lead is building. Unfortunately, Jordan is currently, I feel, really awful. Not gonna lie.
Jordan's
Right.
asleep, I think.
Okay, question 2. Introduced in Resident Evil Resistance. Name 5 new characters.
Adam.
Yes, Adam.
Martin Sandwich.
1. Yeah.
That's as much as I've got. I never played that game. I didn't like it.
Okay. Adam caps out 1.
Sai. January.
Correct.
Full
Samuel.
names, please, Si.
So okay,
Yeah.
January Van Sant.
I mean, I wasn't looking for the full names, but I'll take it.
I couldn't tell you Samuel's surname. Tyrone
Correct.
and is it Valerie?
Correct. Okay.
Yeah.
So the last 2 remaining were Becca and Daniel Fabron. Adam has now got an extra point, so they're at 6. And Sai, I mean, it's looking like quiz time for next year on them, because they're now at 11. All right. Now, KDB, I want your best game on this one. Just saying.
Okay.
All right, okay. Question 3. They're iconic, they're terrifying and lethal. Name 5 hunter bioweapon types.
KDB.
Yeah.
So, Hunter Beta,
Yeah.
Hunter Gamma,
Yeah.
Hunter R,
Correct.
Sweeper,
Yep.
and Hunter Moo.
Yeah, oh, you see, yeah, that
With
that-
finesse.
This one was kind of a rigged deck. I'm not gonna lie, because we just recently did a thing. You'll find out later. All right.
I mean, I was pretty behind,
Gary,
so-
John,
Proper designations. Where's the MA121?
Yeah, I'm amazed you didn't say
Come on.
Alpha. Like skip straight over it.
I didn't because I was
Showing off.
like is that just
Yeah.
Hunter or is it Hunter Alpha? And I didn't want to make a
Fair
mistake.
enough.
Alpha
so-
is chance.
So you went with everyone's favourite, the Hunter Moo. Yep.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because I've kind of lost track of which ones he didn't call out. So KDB, you're at 7. Congratulations.
Hello.
Back in
Right.
the game.
Now I'm expecting a good, clean game, folks. Question 4. Often requested to return and still played throughout the fandom, can you name 5 of the main characters featured in Resident Evil Outbreak Files 1 and 2?
Adam.
Yeah,
Kenneth.
you're wrong.
No.
Sorry.
No, yeah, sorry. I completely mixed up my names there, so I'm out.
Okay. So I.
I think I heard the faintest bit of KDB first.
That's
Sorry.
fine. That's
Thanks.
fine.
This is a bit of a left field one, but Hunk is in Outbreak, right?
The question was for the 5 main characters.
Oh, sorry. Okay,
Oh.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I don't even know who the 5 main characters are.
No, there are more than 5.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just the top 5.
Oh, okay. I see.
Sure.
Sai, if you will, take the floor.
George.
Yes.
I did
Alyssa.
not need to do surnames. Oh, okay. Never mind.
George Hamilton.
Much better. Don't make it a little bit more difficult for Sire to just romp home on this.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah.
Alyssa Ashcroft.
Correct.
Mark.
Just getting a Sherwin in there for when if he fails.
I've remembered my one that I misspoke as well. I won't get it, but I'll let you know when he says it.
Do I have to get the surnames on the? I think it's Mark Simmons. I don't know. I'm just making that up.
You know what? I can't remember Mark's surname, so I'll allow it.
Cool. That's 3. Who else we got? Cindy Lauper. I don't know.
Cindy. It's not Cindy Lauper, I'm afraid.
Shame.
But I feel like, for the sake of balance, I unfortunately cannot give you the point.
Okay. You know what? That's fine.
No.
So meanwhile, having said Sherwin,
Go for it.
or is that Sai not crashing out there?
We're going to get size crashed out with 3, which is
Okay.
still pretty good. So you've got two up for grabs, Sherwin.
Kevin Ryman.
Yep.
That was my one when
That's
I said
it.
Kenneth. I
Kevin.
meant Kevin. There you go.
That's it.
I've got to remember the other ones now.
Just say something like John or Trevor or something. It's going to be in there.
No. No, I'm trying to remember the. I've cursed myself by not knowing the surnames on 2 of them. Oh well. I got
The young
I'm happy enough.
waitress lady, whatever her
That's
name
That's
is.
Cindy. That's Cindy.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Cindy's surname is still up for grabs if you can remember it.
Nope.
I'm not going to get it.
Okay. Anyone else? Kenneth. Okay. I'm
That's what I
afraid
said
you not
before.
will Kenneth into existence. So we'll crash out then. The remaining characters were David, whose surname I cannot remember, Jim Chapman, Cindy Lennox,
Chapman. That was
and I
it.
can't remember Yoko's surname either. So
Yeah,
that's
Yoko, I'm trying to remember Yoko. It sounded like Yoko Suzuki or something like
Yes,
that.
I think it
remember.
is.
it is. You know what? You know what? No, I can't give that to Sherwin. I really want
That's
to.
what I was trying to remember the surname, but I couldn't do it.
Can give it to Sherwin. I don't think it's going to change too much.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
I have to be
everyone
honest.
give me a sympathy point because I got a game that wasn't one of the original trilogy. I
Right.
got it right. That's more of an achievement than anything else.
The final question of the top 5 round. Then. It can be said that Resident Evil 4 is in many ways, controversially, evergreen, still getting re-releases even now, 16 years on from release. Can you name
KDB.
5 platforms it's currently available on? Yes, KDB.
Adam. Oh. I didn't know we were coming in before the question was finished.
You
That's
make a
all.
good point there, Adam. Actually,
It's kind
Go
of,
on.
yeah.
I'll let Adam have this one. Sorry, KDB.
Oh, damn.
You did what you were gonna
Controversial, but you
say.
did not. You didn't let me finish the question.
I like Adam's what system of breaking the system. Double answers
Yeah.
coming in ahead of
I
people.
knew you were going to ask this.
Listen,
Okay. all right.
anything you can do to scrape those points.
Yeah.
You don't need them.
I'm gonna say the question again. First one to jump in gets a go. I'm sorry, Adam. That's just the way it works. It's show business. Don't blame show business. Okay.
I will.
Top 5, question number 5. It can be said that Resident Evil 4 is in many ways evergreen, still getting re-releases even now, 16 years on from release. Can you name 5 platforms it is currently available to purchase on?
KDB.
Adam.
KDB.
So Nintendo Switch, PS2, Nintendo GameCube.
No.
Oh,
What do you mean no?
that's a good
Available
point.
for purchase
Currently
right
available.
now.
Adam.
I can go into CEX and buy RE4 on PS2.
You know what?
Okay, well, do I at least get Nintendo Switch?
You do get Nintendo Switch, but GameCube and PS2, I'm sadly not. No.
Come on. Okay, fine.
Adam?
Xbox One.
Yep.
5.
Yep.
PC.
Yep.
Yeah. And Oculus. Or is that count separately? I'm talking about a regular version.
They are two different distinct versions.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, unfortunately, sorry, KDB, you get 1 point, and Adam gets.
Fine.
I feel like I'm upsetting everybody.
No, you're not. I'm having a blast, honestly.
Yeah, this is fun.
I'm happy with my one answer.
Believe it or
I'm
not,
having
James,
fun.
you've got 2
I'm on
points.
0.
Jordan's the
Yeah,
king
no,
of
I
the ring
wish I
right
had
now.
got.
Okay,
Watch
so
Jordan bring it back from here on out now. He's going to just destroy me.
this round requires a bit more preparation because to include the tyrants a bit, I thought I'd reach out and ask them for a question to throw at you. And so these questions are varying difficulty quite wildly. So with that in mind, I'm giving double points for each one. There are 10 questions. Some are really easy. Some are, if you get right, I'll be amazed. Just fair warning. This is the Tyrant round provided by the Tyrant patrons of the First Aid Spray podcast. So
what Steve is saying is don't get mad at me.
Don't get mad at me. I'm just the messenger. Okay, so Tyrant question 1. Luigi asks, what colours were the spirits that protected Lisa in the portrait room in Resident Evil Remake?
ADB.
Yep.
Topaz.
In idiot speak, what colours? Topaz?
Oh, God. Is that not what it's called? No, I'm probably wrong then.
I think it's like a bluey green color topaz.
They're meant to be distinct colours. Like,
I thought that's what it was called, but if that's not what it was called, I'm going to be wrong, so don't worry. Yeah, forget me.
Right.
My
else?
audio just dropped out completely, so I have no idea what the question even was or what anybody's actually been saying for the last 30 seconds.
Sherwin, name a color.
No, okay.
I'm not jumping in. Just you guys carry on. I'm just saying I have no idea what's going on right now.
Si, do you have a potential answer for me?
I do.
3 answers, I need.
Purple, green, and orange.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. Good job.
So, do you know where these correspond? Or
Oh, jeez. I literally played it last week, so I should know. Is orange the necklace?
No, that's purple. But it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. You get the 2 points. It's fine. Don't
No,
get
I think
greedy.
because he got that wrong that he just wiped it forward to him.
Right. Tyrant question 2. Jimuzu James asks, what is the number that is displayed on Claire Redfield's bracelet upon her capture in Resident Evil Revelations 2?
Oh my god.
I am sad because my internet cut out on the one that I know the answer for.
Yeah.
Adam?
Is it just like an upside down frowny face?
It's close, but it's not the answer.
Okay.
Moist.
Yes, James.
6, 9.
Nice. No.
You get 69 bonus points for that.
Thank you.
No more takers, no more guesses?
No.
The answer was 2. Now, in what I will call the hardest question in the entire quiz, I will give a bevy of 20 points if you get this.
What?
Oh my god.
It's coming in.
Okay. Tyrant question 3. Steph P86 asks, can you sing or hum / whistle the complete melody of the solution for the infamous Resident Evil 3 water sample puzzle?
ADB. Oh, no, wait, sorry. That's wrong. Ignore me. I thought you were going to say...
No. KDB. By all means, regale us.
The water puzzle...
The water sample puzzle.
Yeah, that's...
Oh god.
Yeah.
Isn't it randomised?
There's 3 potential answers.
There's 3 potential answers, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I can't because it's sort of floating around in my head, but I jumped in because I thought surely this is going to be the iconic
Music box.
orgle, but it
Lead us
wasn't.
home.
Yeah.
That's why you don't jump in before the question's done.
I'm excited.
I still want to hear an attempt. I'm going to be honest. Okay, right. 5 points to the
Escape
first
me.
person who has a go.
Moist.
Go for it, James.
Yes. I think that's
Careful.
minus 5 points.
Copyright issues. No, the answer is not Darude Sandstorm. Sai, I ask you in the edit to please play a correct version of the water sample music.
Please.
I say music in the loosest term.
Insert do 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 here.
Yeah.
Something like that, isn't it?
And just like that, James and Sai both get 5 points.
Hey!
Actually, I did say to the first person, so James gets
That's
5,
fine,
even though it was Darude
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sandstorm.
that's to James.
Okay. A slightly more easy question. Tyrant question 4. The Mutant Man asks, which Stars member was the first to kill a werewolf?
Adam.
Yes, Adam.
Chris?
Incorrect.
Oh.
At least according to what I've got here.
Oh.
Moist.
Yes, James.
No, Leon is not stars, is he?
That's correct. He's not Stars.
Thanks for the 5 points.
KDB.
Yeah, KDB?
Is it Jill
It is indeed. And the
in
answer I have...
Revelations?
Apparently, Jill kills them in the 1998 Resident Evil magazine.
Yes,
Oh,
I just looked it up.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the-
I knew that.
The Wildstorm comics. Yeah.
Ah, you see, I thought it was something similar.
Oh.
Sorry,
I'll
just a
take
quick
the
thing.
point. That's 2 points,
You just looked it up, Si. We
I know it
discovering
was-
Yeah,
that
he
there's so
did.
many answers
Yeah.
here.
Oh. Looked it up really fast.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
looked up how to go do 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 as well.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't get any points for that, so we're not worried about that.
Tyrant question 5. Choji Akamichi asks, in multiplayer horror game sensation Dead by Daylight, how many skins does Leon have?
Moist.
KDB.
Adam.
Moist.
2.
Correct.
Yeah.
I believe it was
Nice.
Adam next.
3.
Incorrect. KDB.
Dang, he's got a lot.
Excuse me. 4.
That is correct. According to what I've been given, he has the default skin, the Resident Evil 4 skin, a Chris skin, and a Prestige skin.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a bit caveaty if you ask me, calling Chris a skin for Leon Kennedy. I'm sure that makes lots of fans happy. Right. Current question 6. Thrash Cricket asks, in Resident Evil 4, what is the reward for overcoming Salazar's right hand Verdugo?
Adam.
Yes, Adam.
It is the middle jewel of the crown.
Correct.
I don't know the exact name.
The crown jewel
Yeah.
is all it's called. You're perfectly fine. I will accept
Well
Well
that.
done.
Tyrant question 7. Dimitri Orsimuth. In Resident Evil Village, in what year did Miranda's daughter Ava pass away, leading to her finding the Mega Mutamycete?
Moist.
Adam.
James?
2019. No, I meant 1919. No?
See, I
Adam.
I can't give you that answer. Adam?
1876.
Incorrect. KDB?
Is it like 1904? It's really low 1900.
This one's a bit of a mess, unfortunately. I'm going to give no one no points. James did sort of get it right, but they said 2019 first.
Oh, damn it!
Okay.
So, right, I'm sorry, no points.
Damn,
That's
James,
fair.
you would have been
We're
so
all very
close.
sad.
That's
Wait,
crazy.
is the actual answer 2019?
No,
No,
the answer is
19.
1919.
Right,
James
oh,
said
okay.
2019
I
first.
see.
You should give him the point. Now. It's crazy that
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
Well done.
1919.
Good point.
Oh, all right, James.
I'll
okay.
take either way. I don't mind.
No,
Give
no,
him
no,
50
no, no,
points. Let's have him
Either
write
way,
the next
Si's
win.
gonna win. It's
Is-
fine.
Is
Okay.
James in the running?
Theoretically, if James gets every one of these questions right next, they will be one hell of a close second place. All right. Saying that, KDB, if you get every one of these questions right, you win. But if
Come
Si
on.
gets one of them right,
Boo.
Well, don't foreshadow it like that. Now we know.
maybe
We all do anyway, let's face it.
Wow.
Tyrant question 8. Actual Resident Evil Survivor protagonist, the real Art Thompson, asks, in Infinite Darkness, what is the name of Jason's squad in Panamstan?
Sigh.
ADB.
The Mad
Aye.
the Mad Dogs.
It is the Mad Dogs unit.
I
And
thought
we
I was
finished the
first,
quiz.
okay.
Congratulations, everybody.
No.
I mean, these tyrants sent me these questions. It's only fair, We've got to play them out.
We need a second place.
Yep.
Well,
This is true. And if James gets them all right, he still could. Just saying. Hell, Adam could. Adam and KDB are neck and neck. Right. Tyrant question 9. Silek asks, how many handgun shots does it take to trigger the Del Lago attack on the dock in Resident Evil 4?
Adam.
Yes, Adam.
5.
Incorrect.
Moist.
ADB.
James?
6.
It is correct.
Dang.
Nice.
Thanks, Adam.
Gunning for second
Welcome.
place. Okay, our final question then in the quote unquote tyrant round and the end of the quiz. Green Man, who is totally not named Phil, asks, after being infected by Nemesis at the clock tower in Resident Evil 3 original, Jill awoke to what sound?
Moist.
James?
Adam.
The bell
You must not
tolling.
hear me when I say things.
Incorrect.
I heard
Showing.
you.
No,
Rain.
I'm doing it in order of people who call out. That's all. Showing.
I did, but anyway, rainfall.
Yeah. It's sort of what's on the postcard. I'll allow it. So the answer was falling rain.
Yeah.
So after the somewhat tumultuous and somewhat train wrecky approach that Steve is as a quizmaster, which we all agree deserves another 30 points, but if he had them, he'd have to do this again next year, and therefore he takes it out without. Our final scores are Adam with 12 points, Jordan with a respectable 0 points, Moist Owlet with 11, Mr. KDB with 12, Sherwin Matthews with 4, and our Premio CEO and leader, all that stuff, the host with the most, Sai, with 18. Goodness
Good
me.
effort. Well done.
Good job,
Nice.
Si.
Thanks.
Oh.
I just wanted to say, well done, Steve. That was a good quiz in there.
Yeah, that was
Steve, that was awesome.
To pick you up, that was a good
That was,
time.
yeah, it was fun.
And reaching out to the Patreon backers was a good idea. So thank you to all of you
Inspired.
guys for sending in some questions. That was cool.
Great idea.
Yeah, I figured, my questions are cruel and unfair, so why not get some people
You could
to
just
be
get them to
completely
do the
honest?
work for us. Going forward, we'll have
Yeah,
them
you-
write everything.
They've inspired the entire next round of Trivia Challenge. There you go. I don't have time to write a quiz. Come on. And now, reading the file, Ernest's Diary from Resident Evil Village, The Thornton, who you can find at youtube.com/The Thornton.
Today's the day the jolly merchant stops by. He always gives me old newspapers. I know Miranda forbids them, but news of the outside world is always so fascinating. There was one thing that piqued my interest in the last one. It was an article about some medicine company. I don't remember the name, but their emblem looked familiar. It was the same symbol on the giant's chalice. I'm pretty sure I saw the same one painted on the walls in the cave too. That radiating umbrella image really stands out. What's some outsider company emblem doing here? I wonder if it had anything to do with that man that stayed here all those years ago? Nah. I'm overthinking it.
So, as is the custom at First Aid Spray Towers, there's
Again
also a
with its
Choose Your Own Adventure. And in this case, it's a very simple tale that I have called Choose Your Own Adventure by Steve, age 35. I am going to say it outright here and now. I think it's a bit naff. I think it's a bit rubbish, and I'm not a good writer.
We'll be the
but
judge of that.
Enough of the self-deprecation.
We'll tell you how bad it is.
This is a community. This is a team effort. So you all have to pick. It's very straightforward.
Can we get to discuss it beforehand?
Yes.
Good.
And right, are we ready? We all good for this?
Please.
Right. Watch me read my own typos really badly now. Welcome, dear adventurer. You are original character, a unique and truly special being who, for writer convenience, has a backstory so compelling that due to the nature of this quest, we will be spending far too long going into it. You're awesome, and that's all that matters. Mostly. You're also known for your very decisive decision making, and we'll see how long that lasts. You are currently on a manhunt for a truly evil and mysterious man who is known for only two things. He's a bad poet, and there's something about fear and terror. Okay, maybe three things. He's like meant to be mega big, like a proper absolute unit, like the biggest lad you've ever seen. You're hunting the mythical beast, Jason. Okay, with a name like that, it's rather mundane, but bear with. And so our adventure begins. And so our adventure begins with you entering down the main street of a vicious small town. It's early evening, but where there should be revelers, the usual hustle and bustle. Instead, people move in hushed, worried tones, glancing nervously as if someone would strike at them from the dark, or at the very least, pontificate at them. As if to contrast this, you see two lit up businesses. One appears to be some kind of art gallery with a strange hunched figure inside, and the other a run-of-the-mill delivery company. Both are your only real course of finding out where your quarry has gone, what with the people avoiding you and whatnot. So you have to choose, do you go to the gallery or the delivery company?
Well, I would assume the delivery company is going to be better with like locations and stuff because they're a delivery company. So I would say that, but obviously it's down to general consensus.
Yeah,
I
Adam
think that
bringing
sounds
in
entertaining.
logic.
Let's go with that. I mean, I was just going to go with them anyway, but yeah, that's cool.
Are we sure we're definitely going with team delivery company?
Yeah.
Okay, we're happy with that? Okay. Sorry, just clearing my throat.
Oh, we made the wrong choice, guys.
No. Oh, by the way, I should say this outright. There are fail states. There are multiple endings. Right. The delivery company. Inside, it is indeed some kind of shipping and delivery firm. In contrast to the dark moodiness and solemnity of outside, the place is oddly busy and lively, with numerous workers ferrying packages back and forth, all appearing very happy. The person in charge bustles over to you with a slight spring in their step, wearing a bright high-vis and a hard hat, and a beaming smile on their face. Hey there! Looking to ship to Valenfield? Or Chambertine? Or Cleve? Shape? We treat our work with the utmost care, like it's a heartfelt bond and a long-lasting relationship. So what do you need? As you look around, you notice there seems to be a lot of folks chatting away in little cliques, and they're not really doing that much work. The foreman begins to insist. Look, buddy, I've got work to do, so if you're not here for some shipping, I don't know what to tell you. You mull your options. Do you A, ask about Jason, or B, ask for shipping advice?
We can ask where Jason is.
Jason!
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Exactly, right?
I'm curious of who this guy ships personally, but that's fair. That's
All right, so are we asking about Jason? Is that what's happening?
Definitely.
Okay,
That's
let me
good.
just get this to the right point, because I have so many. Right, okay. You chose to ask about Jason. Staying remarkably on task, the foreman frowned slightly. Clearly they wanted to go over their shipping manifest in more detail than would likely be appropriate for a choose-your-own-adventure story, considering the short time limit. No nonsense and to the point, eh? Fair enough. They headed to the woods. Something about a monster and a madman. Oh, and fear. Terror. There was a whole bit there, but my eyes kind of glazed over. I don't watch Star Wars. They then get very close and whisper, we don't deliver out to those woods. Something strange is going on out there, like monsters or something. Your eyebrow is raised, and with steadfast determination to complete your quest problem-free, you head to the woods.
Nice reference.
Okay.
that's good.
You
I'm
follow
very
streets.
excited. I'm very excited for the next Resident Evil Monsters or something.
Resident Evil Jason.
Yeah, Resident Evil Jason set in a
Jason Hunt.
sleepy northern town. Monsters or something.
You follow street signs for a while, looking for a footpath into the woods. The locals are still scurrying away in frantic whispers. You wonder how long the light will last. The sun is setting. All this, talking to weirdos, has made you a little hungry. Fret not, however. You're prepared with your legally distinct for the sake of licensing, but for all intents and purposes, quavers. They're not the best crisps, but they're yours. And they're totally not Chekhov's gun. While numbing down, you hear a whirling, droning thud from the sky, seeing what appears to be some kind of helicopter with massive tanks on its undercarriage flying above you. Almost instinctively, you chase after it as fast as you can. A moment passes, and you see it coming to a hover pattern. All of a sudden, whoosh! It drops one of its tanks. With a loud crack, you feel the earth vibrate around you. This is a jarring tonal shift, you say to yourself. Right, we're almost to the actual point where this catches up. I'm sorry, I'm
I'm enjoying it. I'm amazed our
No, it's
character.
good, yeah.
Considering our character was written by you, Steve, I'm amazed they don't just subsist on energy drinks. But Craven is
okay.
Off-brand ones at that.
yeah.
Upon catching up to the landing zone of the strange tank, you see that it has landed in the entryway to the woods. In the distance, there is a huge silhouette charging off into the horizon. You don't know what it is, but you feel it is hunting the same problem you are. You decide how best to give chase. Do you A, stealthily shadow it from behind to observe it, or B, sprint into the underbrush to try and get ahead of it?
Sprint.
Yeah, sprint dirt.
Oh, you want us to die?
Let's get in the action.
No, I want to jump
It's
on
a-
his
yeah,
shoulders
let's
and like
do it.
that
Trick
Master
question.
Blaster thing going.
Wait. So are we sprinting? Are we sprinting ahead of it, or are we going behind it?
Heck yes. We'll sprint.
Okay. You chose to sprint into the underbrush. In an attempt to get around it, you've barreled deep into the wood without a map or sense. Frantically, you push ahead, hoping to find your target, your quarry, Jason. Sorry, there's a typo in here. Before too long, you stumble into a clearing illuminated by floodlights. Strange humanoids mill around the place, chanting some unrecognizable language. They appear to be mostly human, but covered in some glowing gel that has distorted their flesh into something other. Oh no, they've seen you. And what's worse, the big humanoid has followed you. The weird gel monsters charge at you both. Do you A, fight the monsters, or B, flee deeper into the wood?
Did you say gel monster?
Gel monsters, yeah. They're covered in some kind of glowing gel.
It's
Real
Radox.
cream.
It's definitely Radox.
Is it like they're covered in Lynx Africa? That sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It's a neon glow-in-the-dark gel.
It's Sillet Bang.
So, are you fighting the monsters, or are you fleeing deeper into the wood?
Do we
don't
have
have any
weaponry on
weapons.
us or anything like that? I'm guessing not.
We just need our fists. That's all we need.
Our fists and our shoes.
What did we
Yeah.
roll for our strength and our
We got
constitution?
knees, elbows.
I'm afraid this is a case of yes or no choices. Do you fight or do you flee?
Yes, I kill the monster.
Okay, you're fighting.
We
All right.
slay, we fight.
Okay, you chose to fight. With remarkable skill and talent, you check your pockets for any viable. You check your pockets for any viable weaponry. You find an abundance of loose change and a half-eaten crisp packet. Not to be outdone, you throw your currency as though it was a ninja shuriken. It works as well as you would expect. You do manage to get one of the monsters in an eye, though. So bully for you, eh? With little hope left.
Yay!
With little hope left, you get ready to go hand to hand when the giant behind you roars. It starts to move extremely fast, punching and smashing the smaller monsters to messy pulps of human and glowing goo. It then turns its head to you, cracks its neck, and runs towards you. Do you A, fight, or B, flee?
We fight, right? We fight.
You want to fight the big monster?
I think we should run away because that's.
I
always
think we should
the
I'm
best
team runaway
idea.
as well.
I
Hey.
think we're
Team
actually
coward.
facing.
Oh, so are we team coward or are we team fight? Just clarifying this one
Well,
last time.
I'm team brave, but
Yeah, as am I.
We're team coward.
Coward.
For the sake of flavor text, we'll fight first. You chose to fight. Almost instantly, the beast is upon you. Before you can react, it has grabbed you by the skull, and the last thing you hear is your own brain coming out of your ears. You died. You tried to take on a giant fedora mutant man with 50p and half a pack of quavers. Try running next time.
I just need to run back and get my souls. It's fine.
See?
Yeah.
Now let's wind back, and it turns out you actually flee deeper into the wood. You run as fast as you can, smashing through branches and bounding off trees until hopefully the only footsteps you hear are your own. Your heartbeat is so loud thumping in your ear, you worry it might give you away. Fortunately, they've either lost interest or you've lost them. Either way, you'll be fine for now. You give yourself a moment of pause and look up. The moon is high in the sky. The night has set in, and taking stock, you realize just how dark it is getting. It is then you notice, right at your feet, a pair of night vision goggles. They appear to work and have a cute little tag on them. Fear, cross terror, isn't edgy, love mum. It seems your quarry has been here, or at the very least, their mother. A clue, perhaps. Either way, they should come in handy. Looking forward, however, you see through the wood only two paths. One is dimly lit, almost hazy by candles upon the ground. The other is much brighter, almost cartoonishly so, with what appears to be running water alongside with a massive glow. You feel a tonal shift is coming. Do you take A, the candle-lit path, or B, the cartoonishly bright path?
I will take the romantic path. But that's, this is the democracy.
Yeah, sure, why not? I agree with that. Let's...
Yeah, ambience is, important. So
The candlelit path, yeah?
Yes, sexy path is win, yeah.
Okay. The candles, being your only illumination, do little to relax you. Your senses have become odd. You're not sure what it is happening around you, but something feels dark, primordially evil. Speak words, Steve. Do good. Yes, that's not in the script. After walking for what feels like forever, your vision begins to fade. You feel the wooden path beneath you fade away and become rust and metal. With a slow but threatening pulse, your vision blurs, and then snap, you're now in an elsewhere world. A strange, twisted energy in the sky. Everything feels edgier, which is saying something considering you've already seen glow-in-the-dark monster people, but say la vie. A voice rings out. You there. You're not supposed to be here. Whatever realm you've walked in from, you should turn back. Oh no. You've crossed over. At your feet lies the ruined remains of what resembles a policeman's body. Giant holes pushed through the chest. You hear very, very heavy footsteps. Do you A, investigate the body, or B, run?
We're about to...
if he's a policeman,
Are we about to meet
he might have
Pyramid Head?
weaponry or something.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think we should examine this corpse.
Investigate.
You want to investigate the body? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No.
Wait,
No.
did
Did
You're
everyone say
surprised-
run? That's what I heard.
That's what I heard.
You chose to investigate the body. You're surprised you didn't notice it before. Why, it's only gone and been blooming Leon Kennedy, innit? It must be said, however, he's much worse for wear. You search his belongings and find a great many things. A lighter, a toolbox, a piece of expired cake, an empty medical kit. With these new boons, you are likely to encounter a camping serial killer. It fully dawns on you, this was a trap. Within seconds, what can only be described as a speed-walking masked loon in a boil suit sets themselves upon you. You never stood a chance. Within seconds, they overcome you, knocking you down and then hoist you onto some horrible device.
Nice.
Your last moments have you trying in vain to resist a hook being pushed into your chest. You're doing great on the skill checks, but sadly, no help came. You are dead by daylight. Congratulations, you got the Dead by Daylight ending.
Achievement unlocked.
Yeah. There are more endings. There is a much more expanded path, but I think you did.
I think what we'll probably do is release the full document on. I mean, we've got a website, right? So we may as well put the whole thing up for people to do their own adventure now. If that's all right with you, Steve.
Yeah, I'll send it to you, and then you can take a look and tidy it up. It's a bit of a text mess at the moment.
That's all right. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, that was good. There was like a good version of Can You Survive the Undertaker? It was really good.
Cool. So if you're listening to this episode upon release, you can head over to faspraypod.com now. Do your own version of this Choose Your Own Adventure. So there you go. The marvels of technology, eh? Well done, Steve. I enjoyed that.
Well
yeah,
done,
it was
Steve.
good, Steve.
Thanks,
Good.
Steve.
Lots of effort went into that. Good job.
Well, you know, for my first Choose Your Own Adventure novel, I thought I would give myself an A+ for effort, if not for execution. So I thank you all for enjoying it.
All right, well, nothing else remains for me but to thank our contributors. If you'd like to be part of the show, then please look into auditioning for our file readings. Join the Discord server to get in touch with members of the team and our community, discuss Resident Evil with us and other fans, and listen to the podcast live as it's recorded. You can find a link to the server, as well as our Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, and more at faspraypod.com. You can also find the podcast on YouTube, Stitcher, Spotify, and iTunes. And if you enjoy the show, please do leave us a review where you can. It helps spread the word. You can also support the show by picking up some merch or at patreon.com/FASprayPod for as little as $1 a month. That closes up the third year of First Aid Spray, but fear not, Season 4 is just around the corner with yet more profile episodes, book club episodes, our coverage of any brand new releases, as well as classic games both celebrated and maligned, and plenty of other surprises along the way. Starting, of course, with a return to Film Club with our immediate reactions to the first new Resident Evil live-action film in over 5 years. Welcome to Raccoon City. Thank you to the panel. You can follow all the Pueblo people individually. I'm at Cyniac_123. Steve is at FB Steve Was Taken. Jordan is at SerialBox64. Sherwin is at Sherwin's Agenda. Adam's at AdVickers01. James is at MoistOwl@OFF. And Kelsey is at K_D_B_. And finally, thank you for listening and have a good week. Alright, that's the news, so let's roll into the main topic of this episode, which is Trivia Challenge Round 3. Cool. It's going to be fun to edit.
I'm surprised we're not touching on the Welcome to Raccoon City stuff.
I mean, I've just figured we'd keep it light. We're covering it on the next episode, so...
Yeah.
Cool.
There's trailers.
You got my hopes up for a second. I thought like we were going to do the trivia again, and I might get a chance for a point.
I feel awful about that. Like, I'm sorry.
For what it's worth, I did know some of the answers. I just wasn't fast enough on the whole thing. I was hoping at one point, Steve, you would just sort of turn around and just say, "All right, Jordan, for 12 points, spell Resident Evil."
I mean, the quiz is over and done with, but Jordan, if you want to go for it, I can change the score.
I'll get it wrong, Jordan.
There's an R. There's at least one E. I know it.
Correct. 12 points. He's on the board, ladies and gentlemen.
I can't be first, but I can be last.